views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey everyone, welcome. It's so great to have all of you here. I'm Dr. Pat. I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, Leslie Fonteyne, joining me here today. Part of our Sheer Alchemy series. And here's what I love about this show. Think about it. Abundance creation in isolation. Can I do this? I don't know. But let me introduce you to Leslie if you have not heard about who Leslie is. And briefly, here's what I want to say. You know, each of us is called to step forth in life. Well, how do we show up? What I love about Leslie is that she helps people step in to that amazement, that divine birthright that they are. Now, how do you do that? It's just sheer alchemy. And so if you're thinking, well, you know, I'd really like to live a life of abundance. Well, I'd really like to manifest. Well, I'd really like to shift some things. Well, then what you really want to do is call Leslie and have a sit down with her and make sure that you're part of the ascended masters, the archangels, you know, that energetic life force, source energy that comes in so that you too can vibrate at the level by which manifestation and abundance lives. Today's show is about that. You know, this is really going to be one of the deepest conversations that I think I've ever had in talking about abundance creation and talking about it in isolation. But, you know, let's get this ball rolling. Leslie, it's so great to have you here.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
This is going to be a good show. This is a good topic because this is something so many of us experience, and we have no idea that we stop ourselves out of a fear of success.
Oh, you know, I was reading this and I said to myself, abundance creation in isolation. And I just got really, you know, I couldn't even say the word isolation. Mm-hmm. It was really hard on me for some strange reason. But I don't think I'm alone, right?
No, you're not alone because, you know, what we fail to realize, because no one's told us, okay? You know, we go through school for 12 years just to get destroyed sometimes. I really believe that. And then we spend the rest of our lives, you know, going to You Can Do It, buying the Louise Hay books, going to Abraham Hicks so that we can rebuild everything that we should have learned in the first 20 years. And, you know, honestly, nobody told us that when we have an idea, when we have a thought, when we have an inspiration or an intuitive idea that comes to us, it is to us. It's by ourselves. No one else is there. It's coming into your mind, your brain, your body. And because we're human, we instantly want to share. We don't want to feel alone with it because we have a sense of community. Yeah. And so we don't know how to reconcile this. I got it by myself. Now, who can I share it with? And is it safe?
Wow. And, you know, I don't know what your journey has been like, but I know that I have been there. You know, I know that I have been at the place where, oh my gosh, I got to tell somebody. Who do I tell? How do I tell them? How do I go about it? What should I do? How should I do it? And we're just eager to pop an idea out. Maybe sometimes, right, Leslie, before it's time.
You know, I was a writer for a long time, and one of the key rules of being a writer is not to talk about your book, not to talk about your story, because once you expel it out of your mind, out of your mouth, out of your field, you don't write it. You don't do it. And it's so true, but we can't help ourselves because of this urge to share. And so this is this, tension between the fear of being alone by ourselves and this need to share. And how do we do it? How do we reconcile it? So this is such a great topic because there are a lot of people out there who've been inspired, who've had ideas, and they so want to share, and they think, oh, if I share it, I'll be stronger. That's the first thing they think. I will be stronger if I share it.
Yeah. And is the other part of this, and I know you've talked about this quite often, is we share it to get other people's approval. And I was talking to somebody the other day, Leslie, about this. And what they did is they have this idea. They shared it with like 16 people. And by the time they were done, their idea was no longer their idea. And, I went back to them and I said something like, is this really what you want to do?
Yes.
And you could hear a pin drop.
The downgrade of reasonableness. It is amazing because what have we done in this quest for community? We have gone and found everybody in our circle, and that's another topic to this little piece here we can put in segment 3. But we talk to everyone in our circle, and we start exactly like you said. It starts getting watered down. It starts getting criticized. It starts getting morphed into something that's safe. And we start hearing little criticisms of ourselves even, like, really? Are you that smart? Are you that creative? Are you that good at it? Really? I had no idea you could do that. And all of a sudden, like you said, we turn it inward and we go, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Right. Well, let's talk about this because the first part of this is I'm thinking about this and I'm looking about the topic for today. And it's, the idea of I stop my dreams. I stop my dreams. Leslie, isn't that confusing for people? Because a lot of the times, right, we don't think we stop our dreams. We think, well, wait a minute. Maybe Benny stopping my dream. Okay, maybe Jessica. Okay, maybe Joe is stopping my dreams. But me?
Well, let's break this down technically. Let's just walk this one through because that is absolutely a brilliant question. So I hope all the listeners right now follow us because you are going to want to call in and tell on yourself. And that is what I love. Let's tell on ourselves today. When we tell on ourselves, we can release it, we can shift, and we can make a new decision. So here we are. We had this great idea. It comes in. We're somewhere, off. We could be surrounded by people, but it comes to us. So what happens next? I want you to observe yourself. Do you sit with it a bit? Do you write it down? Do you dismiss it? Do you call someone? What's your pattern? Where do you go with it? I have done a test in a room when I'm speaking, and within 30 seconds, I have shown people that they tear it down and it's over within 30 seconds in their own mind. They never spoke about it. They never did anything about it. They never released it. So what do you do? Really break it down because we eventually do say, like Pat suggested, that other people are stopping us. Our circumstances, our job, we're too tired, we're not able, we don't have the education, whatever it is we made up. But the thing is we've eventually get to that. But before you even get there, have you done it and rationalized it in your own mind? Write down what happens with you. Each of us is a little different, so don't take my version and argue with it. Write down yours before anyone even gets a chance.
Leslie, one of the things that is so exciting about this is this energy that so many people are talking about right now. And it's someone said to me about two or 3 weeks ago, they said, I don't even know what's going on. It's like I woke up all of a sudden and I popped out and I had this urge, to do things that I had been thinking about for years and years and years. And now I'm energized and I feel lost. Is that part of this as well?
Oh, I love that. Yes, it is. It is a really big time. Think about it this way. You're let's say you're in a private club, okay? And for a long, long time, like thousands of years, okay? It's been a private club. It was these people that went to the mystery schools. They went to Tibet, they went to Nepal, they did all these really, really deep spiritual things. And, it was just a small group, honestly. Imagine that private club has now been open to the public. And all these people are coming in, but they don't have that mystery school training, and they don't have, the trip to Tibet, and they don't have the monastery. The door's been wide open, and now they're coming in. The thing is, they see stuff, but they don't have the tools that these other people have. And then they think, well, maybe it's not right for me. So let's not confuse insecurity and fear with the vision. Those are separate. So let's separate out, I often, when I'm working with people, I said, okay, let's just pull out all those people, all the fears, all the insecurity, all the lack, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's walk through the dream. Let's walk through what's just come to you. And that's the lost part is, oh my God, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. With what? With this? With my life? With what I've created up to now? That's what they're saying.
Yeah. And this is really why today's show and this topic is so important. During the show as well, I want to just tell everyone that if you're listening to what we're talking about and you're feeling, oh, yeah, that's me. Well, you may want to write down this number and give us a shout. 1-800-930-2819. Because, this is what I know about Leslie and about Sheer Alchemy. If something like that is coming up for you, it is probably time, as Leslie would like to say, to do a little clearing, to do a little shifting, to move things away. Why? So that abundance stands a great chance of being created. Let's take a short break, everyone. When we come back, get ready for this. Fear, what? Abandonment, what? How does that relate to your dreams? A lot. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Almost everyone at some time in their lives ask themselves, what am I? Most of our questions are ego-generated and simply don't address the problem of our false self. It's time to relax your ego and embody your soul. Dr. Dan Cohen, neurologist, inventor, and author, has created tools to awaken, a new way to transform from who you thought you were into what you truly are. Visit toolstoawaken.com today.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Awaken to your radiant, authentic self. For over 15 years, soul purpose advocate Nancy Monson has been focused on leading change in the lives of those looking to live their true purpose. She is devoted to supporting people in living a soul-directed life every day. Let Nancy help you overcome fear, worry, and doubt. Visit everydayspirituality.com to learn how Nancy can be your soul purpose advocate.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@ronniedeluceonradio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Oh my goodness, Benny. Holy cow. Did that song by David Bowie take me back to when I actually did see David Bowie back in the day? I'm not even going to tell you what day that is, but that song, if that doesn't talk about a few things for this show today, Leslie Fonteyne, sheer alchemy, abundance, creation, and isolation. Can I do this? Well, here's the question. Do I want to do this? That's what I'm having show up here today, Leslie. You know, you and I were talking during the break that when I saw the topic, I was like, and I called Linda. Linda, is this right? Jessica, is this right? Yes, it is right. Because is there a part of us, Leslie, that really does have to face that word and face it and get through and understand the fear around that? Yes. Where it's coming from? How does fear and isolation work together? And what is it that we're so afraid of when it comes to our dreams?
I know this is something, but let's go back to something you said, which is a beautiful twist on this, which is, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. And again, you all know I am into telling on ourselves. This is how we heal, guys. This is how we heal. We're done with the games. We're done with playing. I look spiritual. You look spiritual. All this garbage, okay? We're getting real because we want to make this thing happen. If I ultimately think that the gift that I carry is about world service and it's about transformation and it's about shifting people and bringing the light, then this matters, okay? So think about yourself that way, and I don't care if you're sitting in your kitchen or you're at a job that you hate, or your body is physically falling apart. It doesn't matter. Source is there for you right now for you to step into this. So do I want to do this is an important question. Do you? Because here's the thing that you know. I have done this test again many times when I speak, because when I speak, I also follow it up with a real-time clearing, and people shift amazingly. When I ask myself, do I want to step into this? The fear that comes up is, what will I have to change? What will I have to give up in my life? So notice the quality of that question. The quality of the question is, I already know I can do it. I already know how powerful I am. That is the quality of that question. You would not ask that question if you thought you were going to fail. You ask that question because you know when you say yes and you begin the motions of stepping into it, you're going to find out how powerful you are. A lot of people listening right now are getting that free fall feeling, and that's exactly what it is. It's like jumping off a cliff. You don't know what will happen, but here's the next thing we learned in life from schooling that we change for the next 20 years of our lives, and that is to fear what we don't know. We weren't taught to get excited about what we don't know. We weren't taught that, oh my God, it could be just so amazing. No, we're taught, well, you don't know what's going to happen. Are you going to leave your family? Are you going to quit your job? Where are you going to make money? What's going to happen? We're taught all these other things. So take a look at yourself right now. What did you do at that moment when Pat said, do I want to do this?
I am looking, and I'm telling you, when I said it out loud to myself, And I don't think that I'm alone here. I think our listeners, I would love to hear from all of you tuning into the show. How does that make you feel? And do you want to get a little assistance with that? You know, abundance creation and isolation. Do I want to do this? And if the answer is, I'm not sure, then what is really underneath that? 1-800-930-2819, or go to the website, Transformation Talk Radio, Dr. Pat Show, and just type your question in. And I'll tell you what, we will get this on air here today. Because, Leslie, there is a part of me that cannot wait to get started.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a part of me that cannot wait to not get started. And, you know, and it's almost as if we are talking to ourselves. Look, maybe I need therapy. I don't know. But here's the thing. We do talk to ourselves, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the messages we tell ourselves? You know, what do we tell ourselves when we're even saying the word, let's just say it. Do we say it? Abundance creation. Let's just take that part of it. What do we tell ourselves about that? Is that for like the Jack Canfields of the world? Do we actually think we can be in that space to do that, Leslie?
Wow. Boy, you're filled with the good ones today. So here's what I'd say about abundance. You know, I often start my speaking. I must need to talk about my speaking today, because when I speak, I shift people. And that is what Source showed me to do. And I'm going to tell you guys, it scared me to death when I was told to do an abundance clearing in real time. There's a lot of people that talk about it. They'll give you the 8 steps, read the 4 books, and then you stop at the same place. So it's a little scary when you're shown to clear people in real time. And that's what I do. And it is bringing in these ascended masters and archangels to watch this shift happen. But the key piece about abundance is that you are not doing it alone. And it's not all based on you white knuckling it and pushing and shoving and being a go-getter, and you're just not that disciplined, that creative, that organized, all the messages that you learned about yourself. It is not about that. The first piece is saying yes, but abundance sounds crazy if we've come from a family of poverty, or that believed in, this is how the world is, this is how the economy is. If it's fear-based, just look at our crazy elections going on right now. So, all this fear-based messaging is very contrary. So many of us are abundance believers in the closet. We don't want to tell anyone. We're afraid that, hey, what if I screw up here and I talk a big game and it all falls apart in front of everybody, and then what happens? I'm shamed. I'm humiliated. So do you see how all these triggers go to core wounds that we're ready to clear, my friends? We are ready for this. It is an exciting, exciting time. Most people aren't going to tell you how excited they are about core wounds. I'm going to tell you I'm excited about core wounds, because this is the point at which you can clear and shift into real abundance for you.
I am excited about core wounds too. And the reason, listen to us, right? And the reason I am is because I don't know about all of you all listening to the show today, but most of my life, I was my core wounds. And I'm going to say an S, because I didn't have one. That was me. And the way that I showed up in the world, was from that place. And I wish I could sit here and say, because I cannot, that, wow, I was showing up from fear. I just wasn't that smart, Leslie. I just really wasn't that smart. I just knew that I had a gazillion million defense mechanisms to create success. And it really was a model of success that I probably had to go through it this lifetime, only to understand what else might be possible, until one day I couldn't look at myself in the mirror anymore. But, I didn't have Leslie Fonteyne that I could pick up the phone and call. And so what role do core wounds play? And why is it that core wounds are probably what really is making me cringe a little here when I say the word isolation? I had to say that really fast. Did you notice?
I did notice that. I did notice that the fear of the pause was going to be very pregnant. And you know what? I just love this, though. I love this because all we're doing is showing listeners right now to take this moment. Okay, like right now, I want to create a sacred space for everybody. I want to really honor the space and just give everybody some room right now with their stuff. So if you're driving, pull over. If you're somewhere that you can just be by yourself right now, just do that. Just go into your space right now and just understand how protected you are, and just allow yourself to really go into your soul essence. I want you to see how beautiful you are. Just how absolutely amazing you are. You are a gift right now without having done anything. And so the fear in our current world is that I've got to perform, I've got to make money, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Take all of that out of this right now. What have you been shown is your purpose? What have you been shown is that thing you need to do, that you want to do, that gives you joy, that makes you smile, that gets you excited? Just go into that place, sit with it a minute. And if you notice some of the wounds coming up, some of the interferences coming up, just make a note of that for yourself, okay? Because that is your soul. That is your essence in this lifetime saying, you know what? It's time. It's time to let this baby go. And let's step into more of ourselves.
I love it. Here's what we're going to do, everyone. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what is it about us that is so willing to settle. We settle, we settle, we settle. So much so that, we think compromise is the true essence of abundance. And so when we come back, we're going to be talking with Leslie about what the energy of settling is and how that feels and how to recognize it. Does it require courage to step forth with your dream? Or does it require something else? All of this when we return. Phone lines are open now. 1-800-930-2819. When we come back, we'll be taking your calls, answering your questions. Those of you that are texting me, I will get your questions and comments up here for Leslie. Fasten your seatbelt to know that abundance creation is your divine birthright. We'll be right back.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come.
Are you and your family looking for one manageable lifestyle change that will positively impact your health? Look no further. That change begins inside your drinking glass. Learn how to put a lid on junk drinking by sipping from a recipe collection of colorful, fresh, tasty, wholesome fruit and vegetable blends. Get your copy now of Sip the Garden. Fun, easy drinks for a healthier family by T. Carey Mitchell. Visit lifestyle120.com for information on how to order.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere, with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
Join the Pacific Northwest EFT Tappers at the 6th Annual Tappers Gathering, March 19th at Bastyr University in Seattle. You will learn EFT applications, forge a strong community, and share healing stories. The event raises money and awareness for EFT tapping scientific research. Net proceeds go to our 501c3 nonprofit to further prove the efficacy of EFT. Bring your cards and information for a fun and inspiring day of networking. Visit nwtappersgathering.com or call 360-661-6877.
Tune in to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne on TransformationTalkRadio.com and get ready to stir up your passions, identify your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Leslie Fonteyne is a transformation catalyst and clairvoyant who uses her intuitive and energetic gifts to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com for show dates and times and LeslieFontaine.com to say yes to explosive abundance.
We are young, hearted to heart.
Wow, everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. It's great to be with all of you. Sheer Alchemy, my co-host, Leslie Fonteyne. I'm Dr. Pat. Abundance, creation, and isolation. Can I do this? Now, Leslie, we're going to go right to the phones. Before we do, would you mind giving us kind of an update on where people are going to be able to see you? Because you're going to be a few places here, and I want to make sure people know.
Well, first of all, definitely go to my website. If any of this is resonating with you, I'd be glad to work with you. I work with people to help them step into their dreams, clear the wounds that are getting in the way. So go to LeslieFontaine.com. That's LeslieFonteyne.com. You can call me also at 678-665-3366. That's 678-665-3366. So excitingly, I am going to be in Seattle. I am going to be there March 26th at Kent at the Emerald Spiral Seattle show, and I will be speaking at that show, so do come by. I am going to be in Portland, April 2nd through 3rd, down at the Convention Center at the Body, Mind, Spirit show, then April 9th and 10th in Cincinnati at the Victory of Light show, and then off to London again. Very excited to get back to all my peeps in London. This is April 27th through May 10th because I see a lot of clients there, and then May 14th and 15th I'm going to be in Nashville at the Galactic Expo.
Awesome. And you can find Leslie right here on a regular basis doing what we're doing today. I love it. Mr. Benny, I know we've got one of our fabulous listeners waiting.
And we'll take Cheryl calling in from Burien.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi. I have actually worked with you, Leslie, and I need to actually call for a consultation. But what's happening right now is that I'm feeling stuck with work, and I've had some personal stuff. My son and daughter were both living with me for a while. Now they've moved out, and so maybe I need to gather up my strength and do some changes work-wise.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you're ready. Sounds like you already know what you need to do, don't you?
Well, there's some
just separate
changes
that out
I
a second.
do
Don't do the don't do that yet. Don't go there yet. You already know.
Okay.
Right?
I know within the job that I'm in what I need to do.
Yeah. Okay. So have you
I don't toot my own horn.
No, that's okay. Have you written it out? Have you written down what you know to do? Make it real.
No, that would be a great idea, though. You did mention that earlier.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't know if you know what I'm doing right now because we have talked before. So I'm jumping right into the middle, Cheryl. I'm going right into the middle of the thing because this is an energetic thing. All right. First of all, you've done a huge amount just to go through what you did with, your children coming and then going. I mean, that is phenomenal. Now you have this vision. So before we jump into the block, I just want to make sure you separate the vision from the other stuff that's kind of telling you all the issues with it, okay? Just separate it out.
Okay.
Can you do that? All right? Because that's important for all of us. We let all the junk come in and cloud up the vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so got that. So now what's the cloud?
Well, I think I could make changes within where I am at right now. But it's not always, it's not a very happy environment. And so I would probably actually prefer, if it were to work out and all the if, to move to something else, someplace else where I'm supported.
Okay. So do you feel, so here's two things now. It sounds like you're releasing it. So remember what I say about how powerful you can feel when you release something, because it's a little scary, right? You haven't quit your job. Just energetically right now, can you release your current job, the current outcome, whatever is for your highest good and the highest good of everyone involved? Can you do that release right now?
I'm getting closer. I think the money part is the thing that hangs me up at this point.
Okay, but the release right now we're doing is an
in.
energy release. So don't go into the fear yet. Do you see how quick you go into some of these?
Yeah.
Bad energy, the money, all this stuff, you're ready to go. So your spirit is showing you one thing. And the fear is that you could really do this. And oh my God, what will happen with money? What will happen with this? What will happen with that? And we haven't even quit the job, left anybody, right? We're just saying energetically, can you release the job? And the fear is that if you do it energetically, it sounds like you think you really will quit.
Or things will conspire to...
Okay, so in other words, if I release, bad things happen rather than source can come in. So let's just bring in some of the good stuff right now. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Let's just bring in some of the good energies right now. And I'm just seeing your inner child big time in some terror. She's kind of, she's looking like bright, but lots of dark shrouds around her, okay? So let's just clear some of this out of your solar plexus, which is your power center. Okay, beautiful, your heart space. And we're just clearing out any of the agreements to diminish yourself, to be small, to be subjugated by some darker energies. And just going into your ancestral line now, mom and dad's line. Bringing in the masters, the archangels. So they're definitely there for you to call on. But we're doing some work now, bringing in Archangel Michael. Bringing in Kuan Yin. We're ending all your agreements with any of the toxic patterns, the karmic patterns that have you repeating any cycles that you're done with. So choosing right now, I want you and your spirit right now to choose to bring into completion these toxic patterns because you're friends with some of them. And that's just been a safety mechanism of your inner child. She's looking great now. She's looking very curious. Her energy is shifting. Kuan Yin coming in. We're taking it before the karmic board. And we're shifting these toxic patterns into completion. Bringing them to an end. We're releasing any of the energies of your son-in-law, your daughter, clearing it out. A lot's coming out of the top of your crown right now. And the throat space is where it's really choked from your family upbringing. This is where, speaking your truth out loud is a scary thing. So go do it in a quiet room. Go do it somewhere you can be private. And I want you to really speak to yourself that I am all that. I am all that. I can create a beautiful environment. I can surround myself with light and love. I can even push my own energy out throughout this place and transform it. So just release that out. And then we're drawing in the unlimited positions that can be yours, just releasing them out. That's really difficult for you. I see that. This is solar plexus and second level. Letting it go. And then we want to seal you up. We want to really protect your field right now. We can't do as much as I'd like to, putting some etheric protection around you. There's been a lot of dumpage in your field, Cheryl. That's what I call it over time. And so let's just release a lot of this and choose to let it go. It's protected you in some ways, kept you safe, kept you reasonable, kept you confined. And now there's a big part of your soul essence that's ready to step out. Let's seal it up. And we let it go. So I'm excited, Cheryl, to see what happens when you do this shift. I really am.
Wow. Cheryl, how does this feel for you right now?
It's pinpointing things that I'm holding on to, kind of like a child with a teddy bear.
Yeah. No, your inner child definitely was, reacting with a lot. But you know what? Let the old patterns go and just don't assume that Source is going to destroy you. You have so much that you're ready to create, and that is just abundantly clear. You do really beautiful work in the world, Cheryl. What you do is important. I do remember us talking about it.
Okay.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so very much. Wow. For those of you out there, again, I want to make sure that you all can find out more about Leslie, schedule time with her, find out where she's going to speak. You certainly can go to lesliefonteyne.com, LeslieFonteyne.com, or actually all you need to do is Google Sheer Alchemy, do it on your phone, do it anywhere you want, and Leslie will pop right up, and you'll be able to schedule time. Please make sure you put down March 26th on your calendar right here in Seattle, April 2nd to 3rd in Portland. And for those of you that are listening from London or different parts of the country, just take a look at the calendar and make sure that you jot down the places that Leslie's going to be. Seeing Leslie in person, seeing what she does, being part in the presence of that energy is literally transformative. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about, this idea of release. This is what just happened here. What is it? Can we release and step into it? How do we do that and not feel so alone? Let's take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
In retirement, will you outlive your money? It's a common question for people approaching retirement, but it doesn't need to weigh on you. Ask Ameriprise financial advisor Jeff Packman about the new Confident Retirement Approach. You and Jeff can break down retirement planning step by step to get the real answers you need. Call Jeff Packman, financial advisor, today at 425-453-0272. Office is located at 601 108th Avenue Northeast, Suite 1800, Bellevue, Washington, 98004. The Confident Retirement Approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Pat. Many of you have heard me talk about the Lyme disease epidemic going on right now in the world. I want to tell you about my friends at Results RNA. They have now created an entire Lyme support system for immune system support, detoxification, rejuvenation, and neurological healing. Please visit resultsrna.com to learn more, and for first-time orders, you'll receive a special 10% discount. All you have to do is type in Dr. Pat at checkout.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Darter.
And I'm Steve Kramer.
Join us on Spirit Fire Radio. Discover how to add the mechanics of meditation to your day.
And watch yourself connect in a whole new way. Find the amazing moments in life's routines that often pass us by. Add to your awareness with Spirit Fire Radio.
Tune in each Wednesday at 9 a.m. for your weekly guide to practical mindfulness. And to learn more, visit www.spiritfireradio.com.
Maca is a turnip-like vegetable that grows at altitudes above 13,000 feet in the Andes. As a family-run company of true maca specialists, the maca team's mission is to provide you with fresh, organic, premium-quality maca products at fair prices. You may or may not know that maca root originates in the high Andes Mountains and is today primarily grown in Peru and Bolivia. Over the past several years, China has also started growing and exporting maca root products. The legality, quality, and safety of these products grown in China are in question among the world's maca suppliers and buyers. The maca team is committed to quality and will never purchase any maca from China for all of the ethical and quality reasons above. Visit themacateam.com/China. That's themacateam.com/China. Wow, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. It's great to have all of you tuning us in and turning us on. Leslie Fonteyne is joining us here today. And as I said before, you can, email Leslie at leslie@lesliefontaine.com. Give her a call. Leslie, what's the best phone number for people to call you? Because folks just like to pick up the phone.
I know. It is 678-665-3366. 678-665-3366.
And Cheryl, thank you so much for calling in. Really, I mean, it's perfect that you were able to call in. And I love how you just put yourself right out there, because wasn't that, Leslie, also in service of perhaps a lot of other people?
It was. If anybody was doing that with her, the key is to separate out the vision and the dream you have from all of the layers of energy that you put on top of it, whether it's fear, doubt, other people, circumstances, fear of finances, all this other stuff. Think of it as putting on layers and layers of clothing, and we're taking those layers off. We're not going to steal them from you, but we're putting them aside and letting the vision stand on its own, protected, open, pure. And that's why we always want to create a sacred space. So that's what we did. And do that with yourself if you didn't do it with Cheryl, and watch what happens when the purity of your idea gets to stand alone. You are going to feel very powerful.
I want to ask you this question, because as you were doing this, something really came up. And sometimes we may have a dream, right? And then here we are, and we're just being part of this experience in the show. And all of a sudden, Leslie, boom, an idea of something comes up, and we start to think, well, wait a minute. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why that came there. I really thought I was going to sell hot dogs, but what? You want me to do this? What is that when that happens?
Well, often we have chosen lives that we did to be practical, to be reasonable, that someone else told us this is how the world works, et cetera, without consulting our soul essence, okay? This was zero consultation on who we really are. We just went ahead and did this. And this is often, people talk about suicide rates and depression and all that. In the 20s, I honestly think this is such a tough time when we realize that the world that we're stepping into is contrary to the energy of our soul essence. That's why so many of us have such a hard time. And then we eventually join the mind meld and we go, okay, this is how it is, and I'm going to do this. But the conflict is right there. So when your soul essence is speaking to you, it sounds like it's coming literally from outer space. It's coming from another planet. It's just not even, it doesn't look practical, doesn't sound practical, doesn't look like anybody else. It's too unique. So it frightens us. It scares us. And that's what it is. But it's not a moment to ignore, is it?
No, it isn't.
because even though that may not be the end game, you know what I mean by the end game, even though it may not be the end game, the ultimate place, sometimes we get steps in the process. So what do we need to do to trust that information that's coming in?
Right. Good question. So this is a big part of what I do, and we may not tackle it all here.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. First of all, if you've followed the steps we've talked about on this show, please listen to it again and again if you can, because we've really laid out some real practical stuff here. Me, the team, Dr. Pat, all of us are here, the whole posse. So we've put out some really good information about the structure. So important to isolate the dream, isolate the idea. Also make note of all of the layers of clothing, the filters that you look at everything through. Those filters are chosen by you. What if you shifted the filter? What if you changed the way that you looked at this whole thing and, realized, oh, I'm looking at it through mom's eyes, dad's eyes, my boss's eyes, the economy's eyes. Just notice what filters you use when you examine your idea. Separate those out, all right? Now we're going to create some sacred space, and we're going to bring in ascended masters and archangels. Why is that important? It's important because of the energy vibration that comes in. It just literally is like burning away the fog in the morning. It really is. If you ever try this, just watch what happens. It burns away all the dross, all the information that is cluttering up your plan, all right? Bring them in and watch what shifts for you and watch what inspired ideas you get. Next steps, ideas. Dr. Pat is such a beautiful example of this, of the things that she chose to step into, the things in her gut that were like, no, I can't do that anymore. I've got to do this. Any of us that have stepped into something have had that experience of suddenly it's gut-wrenching. I can't do that. I can't do it anymore. Honoring your soul essence is not going to shoot you into poverty. It's not going to make you suddenly, become irresponsible, stop loving your family, giving up everything in your life. This extreme thinking is from your inner child, as you saw the work with Cheryl. I saw her inner child very clearly. So if you want this kind of work with me, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go into all of those filters, your inner child, do some clearing of old agreements, old toxic patterns that don't suit you anymore, and then you're going to watch your dream take off. But don't assume that it's irresponsible to step into your own truth. That's the message, the mind meld, the Kool-Aid we drank. Don't think that. Realize how incredibly special you are and that your vision is a gift to humanity.
Wow. Leslie, this was an amazing conversation. And I know that what we've done here, what you've done and what you do in your one-on-one sessions, it is in the spirit of our theme this year, accelerated expansiveness. And you cannot accelerate, and you definitely cannot expand if you're cluttered down by the stuff, right?
Right.
Wow. This is amazing. Thank you so much for today. I wanted to ask you one thing very specifically kind of to end the show. You talked about the masters. There is a spiritual component to this. How does your work help people tap into that source energy?
Well, a lot of people don't realize that they are trying to do everything on their own until I start working with them, with the masters and archangels. And then there is this, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'll bring in some lower level guides, and I'm not disparaging the lower level guides at all. But I'm just saying you are grander than that. So I do teach and mentor people, whether they're on the ascension path, whether they are shifting into higher vibrations, whether they're stepping into their dream. But once I teach them how to work with their own collection of masters and archangels that resonate with them, life changes. Everything that you thought you knew goes on an accelerated path, just like you said.
I love it. Leslie, thank you so much for today. Thank you for all the work that you do in the world. One last question. What would your personal message be? What would you like to leave us with?
Create a sacred space for the idea that is coming from your soul essence today, and just let yourself love it like an ice cream cone.
Okay, I'm all over that. Thank you so much. And one more time, please let folks know your phone number and the best way to get a hold of you. Thank you so much for all that you do, and I can't wait to see you in Seattle.
Absolutely. 678-665-3366. And my website is lesliefontaine.com.
For those of you out there, we're going to take a really, really short break. And when we come back, more with us here on the show. If you want to find out more about us, go to the drpatshow.com, go to transformationtalkradio.com. And again, for Leslie, Google Sheer Alchemy. She will come right up. And believe me, if you have missed any of her previous shows, there are so many amazing conversations in there. You go right to her radio page and you will get to listen to them all. Or better yet, go to iTunes. All you need to do is search for Leslie Fonteyne or Sheer Alchemy, and you can get every show immediately after it happens. We're going to take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.